Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to Brainwashed to be Broke. We have another amazing guest on the show. Super pumped to have him here. We really met recently. I just been doing my thing, and so I found him really interesting. And even I don't know him personally. I had already with him a couple of minutes of talking, and this dude is amazing. He like what he's done and how long he's in a business and what he accomplished is just insane to see what is capable, like what people and human power is capable of. So without further ado, I'm super blessed and pumped to have you here, brother, and everybody who's listening. This is Domingo Silvas. Welcome to the show, brother.
Yeah, thanks for having me, Adam. I'm excited to be here, man. I love the title. I love the show. I love your energy, and so I think I'm really pumped to be here. So thanks for having me.
Totally. Thank you so much. Thank you, brother. That's amazing to hear that for sure. And so let's start from the beginning. Like, how did you get into entrepreneurship? Like, with your all success and how long you've been in entrepreneurship. Like, uh, you said how many businesses you have built?
Yeah, so I've built over 10 businesses. I've started over 10. I've taken them all to seven figures, two of them to eight figures, and had eight-figure exits. And I've done this over the last 26 years. But the thing is, and Adam, here's the most incredible part. Nobody gave me anything, right?
Mhm.
When I first
Yep.
started, it was because of a need. I needed to provide. I had a family. I was married 5 years. I had two little ones, and the only thing I could do was go get a job or get a position somewhere, getting paid minimum wage, if not a little bit more. And every week I just felt empty because I wasn't getting enough. But I had a need to provide, and so my need became a desire to look for a bigger opportunity, and I knew that I can take my skill sets. Now, look, I didn't go to college, right? Straight out of high school, military, got married, right? So, what did I have, right? I had this, and that's enough. That's enough to get started. So, I went out there and started my first business by chance, by taking a chance. And 3 years later, I did over $30 million with that company.
Insane. Wow. Like, okay, you didn't have any background, anything. Like, you started completely from ground zero. So tell me the secret. Like, what did you do? How that it's possible that you get like so much success in a so short period of time?
Here's the thing. So, one thing I've learned about entrepreneurship is that your will to succeed has to exceed the will of money. The I want
Mm,
money, I want fame, I want visibility. You have to have that determination to succeed in it, right? And and there's a great book out there by great Greg Reed, a good friend of mine, called 3 Feet from Gold. We always pursue an opportunity and we stop just short of it succeeding. What happened 26 years ago was I was blessed to knock on the right door. I knocked on the door of someone who said, "Hey, I have a problem. If you fix it, I'll teach you what I'm doing." And I
mm,
said, "I can fix the problem." And I did. He taught me marketing. He started getting into marketing. The thing is, though, he allowed his expertise to blind him to opportunities. Sometimes we do that
oh,
in life when we get
mhm.
so stuck in our heads, like, oh, don't worry, I know it all. I know how to do this. I know how to do that. And that's what happened with him. There was an opportunity one night. I got an email from a company that said, hey, we would love to work with you to produce leads for us. And I took this opportunity to him and I said, hey, here's a new company. They found us. They want us to produce leads for them. And he looked at him and says, I know everybody in this business. I don't know them. It's a scam. He crumpled the paper and threw it in the trash. I went to the trash. I picked up the paper. I said, hey, if you don't want to do this, do you mind if I do this? And he's like, you're gonna regret it. He's like, I don't know them. They're going to take you for your money and you're going to regret it. And I said, well, I'll just give it a try. What do I got to lose? I contacted the company. I started producing leads the first week. I did $800. I was like, okay, I think I can do this. I did a little bit more, a little bit more. 2 months later, I'm at 10,000 a month. A little bit more, a little bit more. 6 months later, I'm at 35,000 a month. And then that company turned into a multi-million dollar partner in 3 years.
That's
And
crazy.
and and here's the thing, it was in his trash, someone else's trash. And I've heard this so many times. Someone else's trash is someone else's treasure. And that's what it turned out to
Mhm.
be. But I was willing to take the risk. So many of us just are not willing to take the risk to follow through on what we have to do. And we look for that shiny that what's it called? The shiny syndrome, right?
Mhm.
Like,
Mhm.
I'm working hard. I'm not sure if this is working. Oh, they say I can make $5,000 in a month. Let me go do that. Oh, they say I can do 10,000 a month. I can do no. Stay focused. Go
Mhm.
after it. Make it happen because you're literally this close to creating success. And Adam, that's what happened 26 years ago.
That's crazy. Okay. So yeah, I'm totally get it because entrepreneurships like and entrepreneurs on its own, they are literally like we see this type of so many different opportunities and everything like we can do that, we could do that, we could do that, and then like that's actually the the biggest issue for like the biggest problem and challenge for entrepreneurs when it comes to like we have to be really focused on the one thing, the one craft that we actually do what we like what we've already invested so much time on and like and just I don't know like how you deal with it is like because I know that when you grow like when you get more and more success people start seeing you right and other like those distractions start coming towards you because like be like I heard those saying so many times but I cannot really uh like put these words now together but basically when the when the drives is there and like the growth is there and people like you can start being more and more visible, more and more people start seeing like the success that you've built and the momentum you've built and now like the distractions start coming from those other people. How do you deal with it? How do you filter those those distractions basically, and just keep being focused on the thing that you going towards.
Adam, this is a really deep topic because the truth is, your success sometimes, um, what's the, it means, so when we start a business and we start something, we start gaining attention and we start showing success, right? Other people are watching and they see you and they're like, wow, I want to have that level of success. What can I
Mhm.
do? Unless it contributes to your initial mission, you got to stay focused on what you're doing. You got to
Mhm.
perfect it. You got to stay true to what you're creating and try not to get distracted. But here's the thing. I also believe that knowledge and experience is there to gain and to share. So
Mhm.
if there's a way that you can share your knowledge or mentor, give away an hour a month to a small group and say, hey, come to my Facebook group. I'll be glad to drop some knowledge and give it to the group. That's a really good way to really share. But
Mhm.
all this one-on-one is not going to work because it's going to distract you and it's going to take you away from your focus of your business, and
Mhm.
it's going to cause havoc. Now, there's over 1,000 ways to create success in any business idea. No one ever does everything the same. Right now, there are multiple companies, launching satellites into space. They all do it differently. They all have a different vehicle. They all competing in that space. There's 1,000 different ways for people to do podcasts. There's 1,000 different ways for people to sell real estate. Just find your way, stick to it, and don't think that just because it worked for them, it's going to work for you. You gotta modify it. When he threw away that piece of paper in the trash and he said, that I don't know them, I had to modify what I learned about what he taught me in marketing to
Mhm.
adjust to that client. And then when I did it, I stayed focused and stayed concentrated and started learning ways to improve that method to create success. And you got to work very hard to not get distracted by other
Mhm.
people because your success is going to be envied by other people. They're going to want to try to figure out how you're doing it. Dude, it's okay. Another person can do the same thing you're doing. The only thing is they can't do it your way because
Mhm.
you are only one person. The way you do things are special to you. So just
Mhm.
stay on track. Try not to get distracted. But if you want to help others, help the many, not the one. Help the many.
Mhm.
It's a lot easier to share it like this. I'm here today on your show sharing my knowledge to the many, and it's taken me 1 hour of my day to be able to help others.
Yeah, that makes 100%. Yeah, that makes sense completely. Yeah, this is really good. I think like this is super valuable. Just like the way that you explain it super clearly, because like there are so many people are talking about it, different like multiple ways and so on. But I even on myself, like on my side, I've been confused about like how I can really like, because the opportunity is coming like all the time. It's like crazy, right? So like I really appreciate you sharing that, because that makes completely sense. Like you have to take it from the leverage perspective, right? That's what you're trying to say, like how you can leverage your time the most to affect the most amount of people. Because like I don't know about you, but like for me, and the reason, or like the movement, the drive, the push me forward is like I want to make um like the stupidly said, uh, the world a better place. I want to help as many people as possible, right? Because this is the most powerful thing that I can do in this life, and like of course like secure my family and be help as like and help as many people as possible, right? But what is like I would love to know what is your like the drive, what is the thing that like overdose how many successes, because there is nothing about money anymore. Something is there more that drives you, even like or if was it even about money for you at the beginning, or like even during the time, because like when you have so much success, what keeps you going all the time?
That's a great question. So first of all, I want to let you know that your ambition to change the world to make it better, man, that's amazing. So don't ever discount that. Say it loud, say it proud, and just be happy about it, right? Because if more people wanted to do that, we would be living in a better world, right? And
Mhm.
so don't just go out and say that proudly. The thing that drives me is that I love. Uh, it's not about the money. It's about
Mhm.
creating something to improve something or someone. And like right now, I have 5 companies. I have 5 different companies with 5 different, they work in the same niche, but they do 5 different things.
Mhm.
And each one brings satisfaction to depending on the client. And that's what I love doing. I love creating something that has never been there or didn't work before and finding a way to do it. Now, over the last 26 years, I've learned that I have one amazing skill set, and that is strategy. I'm a business strategist.
Mhm.
It's in a way, the best way I can describe it is that every entrepreneur is given a puzzle box, okay? And they're saying, here's your business. And when you open the box and you throw the pieces on the table, you're like, holy crap, what is this? It's a There's 1,000 pieces, 5,000 pieces. Some of you guys have a 20,000 piece puzzle, and I apologize for that. But you
Oh,
know,
good.
you're looking at it and you're like, okay, oh, this piece matches this piece, and you start getting excited because hey, this is starting to map out, but this piece doesn't match. And next thing you know, and many of you guys have built a puzzle. You're looking at it, but there's still pieces missing, and you're like, is this the top? Is this the bottom? I'm the strategist. I'm the guy who comes in and says, "Hey, here's the puzzle. This is what we need to build. Let's start putting the process in place so
Mhm.
that you can get a clear vision and so that you can see what is going to be built so that you can keep the excitement the entire time while you're building your business and that you can believe in yourself that you can accomplish it. Because
Mhm.
the truth is, no one, and I really do mean this, no one can stop you from achieving success. No one.
Mhm.
Not one person. Some people can block you. Some people can physically get in your way. Some people can call you names. Some people can call you and say, you'll never make this. But at the end of the day, that's nothing. The one person that can finish that puzzle is you. And that's
Mhm.
just giving your time and experience and determination to get it completed. And that's
Mhm.
entrepreneurship, right? There are other puzzles. Your puzzle's 20,000 pieces, and you look at another table, and that one has 500 pieces, and don't get distracted. Just because it's 500 pieces doesn't mean you can get it done faster. It doesn't have more value than what you have in front of you. It doesn't mean that they're going to make more money than you because they have 500 pieces and you have 20,000. It doesn't, that doesn't determine the success that you're going to have. Because that 20,000 piece puzzle may be an amazing landscape that builds out an amazing business that yields you millions of dollars, where that $500 piece, the 500 piece puzzle that you wanted over there is $1,000 a month business. Now, there's nothing wrong with that, but you have to, just because it's a little bit easier doesn't mean that it's better. So and that's what I've learned, Adam. I'm a business strategist. I get a chance. I've been blessed by God to be able to look at someone's business and say, I know what's missing. Let's put these pieces together. Here's what you're trying to build. Let's get it done.
Is it because of, how many businesses you build that you have like, those skills that you've developed over and over time? Or did you have that skill already before you started even the businesses, like seeing that those pieces going together?
That's a great question. I want to say I've always had the skill to do strategy,
Uh-huh.
but over time, I've learned that business strategy changes. Like what I did 20 years ago wouldn't work today. But there's
Mm-hmm.
a lot of coaches out there that still teach what worked 20 years ago, but it doesn't work today. I adapted to the time. I adapted to technology. I adapted to ways to get things done. 5 years ago, I would have said, or 20 years ago, I would say, look at your 1 year plan and try to build it out. Today, I don't even look at the 1 year plan. I look at 90-day plan.
Uh-huh.
Because if you have a 1 year plan, if what you do in the next 90 days will help you determine the success in 1 year. But if you don't do it in 90 days, how are you going to achieve anything in that 1 year? So I break it down to 90 days. And that's because time and experience has allowed me to see that, we need to change the strategy. And there's a lot of coaches out there that just don't do that. They get
Mm-hmm.
comfortable in their way, but what worked in 2020 doesn't work today.
Yeah, this is a big piece, like really big piece. Because when you think about it, like we as a humans, like since our young age and going through school and all of that system, we aren't taught that way, right? We aren't taught to evolve, because you can see like the school system is still the same, even like it's like 100 years later. Like that's insanity, right? Like how people can live by rules that been made in like, I don't know when, even like how long is that already like set it up for, right?
Yeah.
And that's why that, that population look like this. Like it's crazy to see how many people are so dumb about money. Like it's so bad, and they don't do pretty much anything about it. The only people who do about something about it are entrepreneurs, which is like, we like, in my opinion, entrepreneurs are only the only people who can make the difference in the world. Only those. Because like if you look at anything around yourself, if you look at buildings, if you look at like pretty much everywhere, everything was developed by entrepreneur,
Yeah.
right? So it's like, why people are not taught that way to be more like, trying to make the world a better way, like better place, trying to evolve those things. Because like it can be very, like business doesn't have to be really difficult, right? It can be like you can make things that already working and make them better way or your way, and it's gonna come up completely differently because you have your own greatness, your own way of doing things. That's what you said, right? And like literally make it completely differently than anybody else, right? And then there are people struggling to figure out even what to sell because they've been programmed that way. Everything is there already, nothing is new, and so on. Like, do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah. I mean, it literally is about the title of your show. Like a lot of us are brainwashed to be broke, right? And the thing is, and here's the thing, Adam, I'll share with you. It doesn't take much to make money. It really doesn't. Okay. There are ways to do what you need to do. Like sometimes we have to do things we don't want to do to achieve it, right? Like when I started, sometimes I brought on a client that I didn't want to have. Like I
Hmm.
just didn't want to have that client, but it led to creating more success.
Hmm.
And in today's world, there's many ways to make money. I mean, if at the end of the day, if you need to go out and Uber in order to bring in some money to create a system. But technology today has allowed things to be so cheap and easier to be made. Anybody can create a product and anybody can sell a product. You just got to believe in the product that you're selling. You got to believe in what you're creating, and you got to believe in the result that it's going to give someone. You have to just believe that. You can't just create it and sell it and not sure what the result's going to be, because eventually it's going to come after you. So, so we have to be reprogrammed in today's world to not chase the money, but chase the dream, because the dream comes with money. Chase the type of business that you want to create. Is it a lifestyle business? Is it a a going public business? Man, I've been in this industry for entrepreneur for over 26 years, and I can tell you, I learned very early on, never discount someone's business that you think is not going to be creating success, because I don't, I've learned that I don't determine that. They do. And some businesses I ran into that I can't believe they're making money. They're making 8 figures a month. And I can't believe it, but it's not mine to determine that. It's yours. So, I think, Adam, we live in a world that today we really can create anything we want, but it just can't be led with greed, with money. It can't. You get blinded.
Yeah, yeah. And with your success, like literally, it's like it's clear proof that it's not about money, right? Like more and more, I'm talking to people who are super successful and so on. Like, you don't need really much money to like live really amazing life, right? Like, let's say what it, all right, like it depends really on what your preferences are, but in my opinion, like $20,000 per month and you're living pretty decent life,
Yeah.
right? And like depends on like if, and then we can go like to business strategies and so on, like how to actually get those $20,000 the easiest way possible, because like you don't even need to have lots of clients, because like guys, these years, like these days where we are living in, like they're printing like money on a daily basis. Like, you don't have to be scared charging. Like, I think it would be dumb to be charging less, like going for the first business to be like a low ticket stuff, like, because like you can see everybody who is there out there, and like Elon Musk, how those people started literally selling high ticket and going stepping back to bring those. Even like Alex Hormozi is talking about it, you either going to go high ticket and selling to selected few, because it's really the perfect combination, because if you providing services and people has already like success, those people has money but they don't have time. But if you're providing services, you have lots of time because you don't have money, so you rather to spend the time to doing it, and this is like this perfect correlation together, right? But if you if you don't going to pick this way, you have to pick something like really low ticket that is like and serving masses, like completely for everybody, right? But people in the middle, the mid ticket, there is why the stats shows that 95% of people die in the first year or so, right? What is your on that concept, your thoughts?
Well, I agree. I agree with, well, I agree with a lot of points. I mean, let's talk about $20,000, right? Let's talk about 20, right? Is $20,000 achievable? Yes, you can get there. How soon can you get there? You can get there probably within 3 to 6 months. Now, but how you get there matters. For example, if you break it down, $20,000 means you get 4 clients that pay you $5,000 a month on a 90-day contract. Now you're making $20,000 for the next 90 days. Or you can get 10 clients to pay you $2,000 over a time period. I try to strive and tell people that you have to find something that you can deliver on a monthly basis that people are willing to pay for ongoing. If you can find a client that can pay you every single month, the value of that is amazing. Because even if it's $1,000 a month, let's say a client locks in, pays you $1,000 a month for the next 12 months. All you have to do is get 20 of those clients, 20 clients, and now you're making 20 grand a month for 12 months. You're making $240,000 a year. Now, what could you offer that's worth $1,000? Your experience, that they don't have. People pay for services and products that they want and need. So the question is, what do you offer that's worth that price that you can give to your 20 clients to make you $240,000, $250,000 a year? And that right there, as you said, Adam, is a good life. I mean, 20 grand a month isn't, let's just face it, it's a great life. It puts
Yeah,
you in the
it is. That's
1%.
what I'm saying. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
totally, you know. Yeah. Yeah. Go
it's
ahead.
really
Go.
that simple, you know? It's like figure out what you have. And what if I told you this? What if I told you I can almost guarantee you $20,000 a month? Just find that service or product that you can offer, write up about it, which you can easily do with ChatGPT, and then go and talk to 1,000 people. That's it. Go and talk to 1,000 people that would qualify to buy that service. And out of 1,000 people, all you have to do is find 4 to 10 people to pay you every month for that service. Are you willing to do the work? Most people are like, yeah, I can create the product, I can create the market. I don't know about talking to the 1,000 people. You got to put the work in. You know, create a podcast like a show like this. Start interviewing people. Go out there and start networking. I go to events here's the crazy thing. We did over 7 figures last year in business, and I never marketed anything. I went to events. I went to an event, met somebody who needed a service. I could provide it. I sold it. And so it can be as simple as networking. It can be as simple as doing live streams. It can be as simple as posting, but just get it started. I guarantee you, I probably talked to over 1,000 people last year, and that's why I did 7 figures. So the question is, are you willing to talk to 1,000 people? It could be 100 people. It really can. I'm just saying, you got to be willing to put the work.
100%. Yeah. Like, you know, this is really interesting conversation because, like, you know, when it comes to, in your opinion, where the balls drops usually when it comes to, you know, business and people starting a businesses, where is or what is the reason why most of the businesses do not succeed?
Hmm. I'll give you some tips on what I think this should be some of the rules that entrepreneurs should have. You should always strive. Here's some tips. So, one, you should always try to be the least smartest person in the room. If you're the smartest person in the room, you may be in the wrong room, right? Why? Because I want to learn from others that know what they're doing. I want to be mentored by people. So many people go out there and they hire a coach and they say, oh, I want to make 7 figures, but they hire a coach that's never done it. They only make 6 figures. They only make 5 figures. So why would you hire somebody that can't take you there? Or they hire somebody that gives them a part of the puzzle. Why would you hire someone to put together a part of a puzzle? They should give you the entire thing. You should always aim. And if your circle is surrounded by negative people, I'm sorry, you're going to become negative. You're going to be brainwashed to be broke. You're going to be continuously striving to make a difference. If your closest friends can't see you succeeding, you won't succeed. It makes it harder, right? So go out there, find the right people to hang out with, go create a group, go into a network, go get into a mastermind. If I would have just done that earlier on in my age, I can tell you right now, now everything I've achieved, fantastic. But I didn't do that for the first 5, 6 years of my started career. And when I started doing it, everything I did multiplied because there was someone else smarter in the room that can tell me how to get there faster. And
Yeah.
we need that. We need that.
Yeah, that's really powerful. Like when it comes to, you know, the environment, in my opinion, is one of the most is the one of the most crucial element when it comes to, you know, being successful in a business. Like if you're going to spend, you know, there is Jim Rohn talking about it, like, you know, when you basically becoming average of the 5 people, the most influential people in the room, right? And in my opinion, the way that, like, how I changed the environment when, you know, when I left my original country and went to England, that was the moment when I left everything behind me, and
Mm.
like I completely brainwashed my, normal, like the normal way how I've been um operating to with people and read, like with people who are successful, investing into coaches, reading, studying. I love studying all the time. Like this is like the light of my life all the time, like figuring out new things, right, and so on. And I don't know if you know a lot about like Europe, like the history or so on, like how we've been occupied by Russians and like Germany and the war and so on. Like how was that whole thing there? Our families basically are still locked in that type of
Mm.
zone, or like the mindset type of thing. Like they are scared to share their thoughts, they are scared to just show up, or share their knowledge with somebody, or even like how operate with financing or anything like that, because like they still believe in that lie that you're gonna be killed, because if you're going to like or it can be taken from you because you're gonna share the wealth or the knowledge that you literally acquire along the way. And like that was, I had to get out from there. Like I literally had to get out. And I, like, we are going back and like to our country to visit our parents, for example, families, and it's like going backwards for me.
Mhm.
It's like getting back into the zone where it's like, oh my gosh, those people are so small minded. It's like, but we have to make, like, we have to realize something in here. The point what I wanted to bring in here, we have to take the responsibility for our action. Nobody going to change our lives for us. We're gonna change it only if we're gonna take the responsibility. And that's what I wanted to say, is because this is like one of the most critical pieces in in human nature or whatever, like at all, who we are. We have to really, like, if you want to change how you are, who you are, you have to take the responsibility um behind your actions and all like decisions, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I think
And
I can
go ahead,
I
go
can
ahead.
tell I can tell you, Adam, it's like some people are watching this and saying, "Well, I can't move to another country. I don't have that opportunity." Okay, no problem. Change your screensaver. Put your
Mm,
dr- put your entrepreneur journey on there. Put your lifestyle business you want to go. Get rid of all the other posters in the room and put up positive posters about what you want to accomplish. When you start seeing differences, you start feeling different. You start
mhm,
reminding yourself subconsciously why you're achieving what you're achieving. Go find a community group of entrepreneurs that meet every single month that's for free. Nothing costs money to get started. Nothing. Well, hold on. Yeah, everything can be started with no money is what I'm trying to say.
yeah,
And
yeah,
that effort is free. It's just what are you willing to spend your time on, right? So just making small changes like that, buying a book and reading the book, Think and Go Rich, you know, seeing that, reading it, understanding it, all that change your perspective. And that right there starts the progress, starts the process of creating success. It's that little changes that can make a difference, that you'll see differences real quick.
yeah, totally. Like, only those things that you are listening, podcast or YouTube videos you're watching, if you like that, you can, we have we have so many different ways how to consume those things, but we have to be aware of what we consuming, because if we're gonna consume somebody's all else who is like broke or so, like the way that they operated, and it's not really working for them, because like you can pretty much really fast figure out if the person is actually like, if he
Yeah.
knows what he's talking about or not. Like we are really good at it, like humans, like, you know what I mean. um but I have a couple of questions from our conversation before. You said that strategies, when you do, like, you are really good in strategies and so on, like building them and like executing on them probably too. um you said that they changing all the time. So to avoid them, like, or to avoid those changes, or better to say, what you focus on more than strategies, then, like, to be still like updated, and like they do not change, for example, like stuff that do not change and so on?
Well, strategies change because time changes, technology
Mhm.
changes, like how to create content, how to create marketing. Go High Level is an amazing system for marketing. I recommend it to everyone, like, and I know that you recommend it as well. Um, so some things like that change because um, how you do something changes, but the strategy itself is you have to understand that there's a makeup to create success in business. And this is in my book that's being released this month. Is that every business has a product and service they offer, a technology to deliver it, marketing plan, a sales plan, and a team. Those are 5 things: product and service, technology, marketing, sales plan, and a team. If you can break it down in those 5 little silos and then just start from product and service and say, this is what I'm offering. Here's my product and services. Here's the technology I need to deliver that product and service. So in other words, to complete the entrepreneur or the customer journey. Here's my marketing plan. Marketing plan means like, this is how much I'm going to charge. This is how I'm going to market it out there. My sales plan is how am I going to convert them into a client? And when I get them into a client, how do I take them through the journey that I just sold them? And the team is who's doing what. If you can, and if you can just utilize that 5 silos: product and service, technology, set marketing plan, sales plan, and team, and you can create a 90 day, take it month by month. This month, I'm going to focus on product and service and technology to create it. Next month, I'm going to put my marketing and sales plan together. And on the third month, I'm going to execute it with the team. You put that together, you can create success. And that's a simple strategy that has worked hundreds of times.
Yeah. So it seems like that you are focusing on the principles, right? Like because principles never change basically. Like, we
Yes.
still need to have you know, the overview of like how the whole thing really works and what are the pieces, because like of course the strategies always change, the same tactics, right? Tactics all the time changes, right? So it seems to me like what you are talking about, like the principles are like that's the goal, like that's what most of the people should be focusing on when it comes to like having a long time success, right? Really cool, really
Yes.
cool. Okay,
Good
so
stuff, Adam. Good stuff, Adam. I'm telling you,
yeah.
this is a good talk.
Yeah, I love it. Yeah, totally. I have also like there was a thing that I wanted to bring up during the conversation, but I cannot get back to it now. Either way, what we're gonna talk about also is when it comes to mindset, and like when it comes to your background, when you've been in the school and so on, like how that would look like, how that was looking like when you've been actually a kid, and like when you um um because most of the people, like when it comes to entrepreneurship and like entrepreneurs, people who are really like you, how was it for you at the beginning, straight up? Like, was it, something that you've been always this type of like, dreamer, have wanted to
Mm,
do difference in the life, in the world and so on, like, or was it like discovery type of, way? Because you said that you've been in, you didn't go to, you didn't go to college, right? You didn't go to uni.
no, I didn't.
No, yeah, and but you went to army, right?
Yes.
Okay, so
So,
how that actually like affected you and so on, like or even if.
yeah, that's a deep question because I can tell you that I've been an entrepreneur my entire life. And how do I know that? Is because I remember this memory. In the 7th grade, what was I? I was maybe 10, 12 years old. Um, I remember I was on my way to school and I didn't have the supplies I needed for school. And so I asked my mom to take me to a store so I can go in and buy it. I needed pencils and paper or something. So she gave me $3. So I run into the store and I go and get my pencils and I get my paper right before school. And it came out to $2. And I was like, oh, I have $1 left. Hmm. And I remember looking down and there was this candy called Airheads. And I'm like, ooh, Airheads. I can get 10 Airheads for $1. I'm like, ooh, I get to have candy for school. So I go to the counter, I pay for my stuff, I get back in the car, I go to school. And when I got to school, I got my paper out, I got my pens, I'm working, and I took out an Airhead during lunch. And a friend of mine says, ooh, I want an Airhead. And I go, well, it cost me money. He's like, well, how much? And I said, 50 cents. And like, oh, I got 50 cents. So I made 50 cents. And then his
I love it. That's
my other
awesome.
friend's like, hey, I want an Airhead. So I sold 9 of the Airheads and made $4.50. And I said, what? I just made $4.50. And so I went and asked my mom the next morning to take me back to the store because I forgot I needed more paper and pen. And I went and bought more Airheads. At the end of the week, I ended up making $25. And I said, wait a minute, $25. Now remember, this is many years ago.
Yeah, yeah.
$25 today, it's good.
No,
$25
like
back
yeah,
then is like $100. And that's what started me. And that's when I think it really hit me that I was going to be an entrepreneur.
that's powerful. That's freaking powerful. Wow. Like this is not normal. Like this is not normal. Like when it comes to thinking this way already, like in that young age. This is totally like this is unique. Like this is really interesting because like I didn't really been that way. I've been always driven by like that struggle of my parents, seeing them working like three jobs at the same time. I spend my more time with my grandparents than with my parents, and I never wanted that to for my kids, right? So I was like, that was like one of the things that like completely changed the way I've been seeing the world and wanting to be like the future for myself and for my kids and so on. So that was the thing for me, and it's literally still driving me the most. That I don't know if that's healthy actually, like having still that type of struggle and thinking about it, like having that thing to drive me up, towards like these goals. But what I figured out along the way, and I would love to see your perspective on that. When it comes to um, you know, uh, achieving goals, th- there is not only escaping from the pain, like having the stick that is actually like moving you forward, right? There has to be on the other side also the carrot, because if there is not the carrot, you won't move after a certain time of getting hit by the stick. Because like there was some studies or tests done by dog, like with dogs, that literally they give them some electric shocks or something like that, and then like when it happened fifth time, the dog didn't jump over the fence anymore. Like first time he jumped, second time, third time, but fifth time he just stayed because he didn't have anything to go for there, or wasn't like anything like that actually motivates him or something like that to like push forward, right? So he just get used to it, and like that's like what I see. Most of the people also like are this way, that they just get comfortable inside of the freaking in like uncomfortable um environment. And because like, would you say that is one of the reason because they don't really dream about what is possible, like that they don't desire more than they have like right now or so on, like, and that's coming back to the whole environment situation and so on? Like, what would you say about it?
Well, look at it this way, Adam.
Uh-huh.
What's a dream, right? A
Mm-hmm.
dream is a fantasy. It's something that you create of something that could be possible. Like I dream on creating what? What is it out there? Like I want everybody to start thinking about this. What are you dreaming for? What is it that you see out there? And guess what? That's free. We can do
Mm-hmm.
this all day long. We can
Mm-hmm.
create something. Now, what does it take to make that dream come true?
Mm-hmm.
Well, it takes effort, determination, and it takes heart.
Mm-hmm.
See, there's a disconnect. A dream is what your mind can create. The heart is what creates it, makes it
Mm-hmm.
real, right? So it has to become, so the two have to connect. So you think about that. So you start putting it together, and then you have to realize that sometimes you will achieve your dream, but not the way you saw it. Success is not determined by what you see, it's what you feel. Because if you feel success, I'm telling you, you can close your eyes and you can see whatever you want. You don't have to have your eyes open to see it. Feeling it is everything. So
Mhm.
what does that take for you to achieve it? I think a lot of people are brainwashed to not celebrate wins. I think a lot of people are brainwashed to
Ooh,
not realize that
yeah.
you're stepping in the right direction and doing the right thing, and that you're actually closer to your dream than you actually believe, because you don't realize, like, for example, this is it, and Adam, it's really can be this simple. I want to go out there and share my knowledge. So my dream is to share my knowledge experience with as many people on this earth as possible. Here's my win. I met you. You and I are
Mhm.
talking. I get a chance to celebrate. That's amazing. That's a celebration. And it's just a stepping stone. You and I, after this, will end up talking more. I'll introduce you to people. You'll into my network. I'll into your network, and we help each other. That's how it starts. But none of this would have happened if I didn't have the dream and you didn't have the dream to reach out to me for us to connect. So you
Love
just
it.
got to
Yeah.
celebrate the wins. You got to make it happen. But it has to, I'm telling you, if you can feel the win, it doesn't matter what you see, because your heart, you'll be able to feel it. And feeling it is more than just seeing it.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, I love it. This is so true and so powerful. Like, brother, thank you so much. Thank you for this conversation. Like this is so powerful, and I like enjoying it. Like, we could go on and on, like talking about,
Yes.
like it's just so powerful, and I love talking to when I see that somebody has the drive even after so much success. Like, there is something about that person, right? For me, like, it's not like I'm meeting with lots of people, they are having success, just like they're just starting having success, or they already had success. But you can feel from somebody who is like really passionate about what they do, and like that's what I can feel from you, and what, like, the way that showing up and so on. And there are like bunch of questions that I would love to ask you, even like when it comes to your book, like why you are even like, what is the reason why you wrote a book? Like, what is inside, what inspired you to write the book, right? That
It's
could be like really good. Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you real quick.
Uh-huh.
The book is about the principles. I
Uh-huh.
teach the way I have built all these businesses and how I helped other people. It literally lays out the blueprint. Why? Because the more people that have the blueprint, the more creation, more business created, that more businesses can be created, more dreams are achieved. And if
Hmm.
all I have to do is put together a book to help somebody, I'm going to do it. So at the end of this month, Adam, it'll be available, and I can't wait. I can't wait to share that with everyone.
That's so powerful. Yeah. Do you have already some like landing page or something where people can find it, or so, like research it or something?
I will provide that in the next couple weeks to you.
Okay, cool. All right, so yeah, thank you so much. Thank you for being here. Like, we can also like end it up with last question when it comes to what is your like future goal when it comes to like serving people, and like even like your personal goal when it comes to like, do you have kids?
I have yeah, I've been married 30 years and I have two kids, a 28
Amazing,
year old and a
amazing.
24-year-old. Yeah.
28, so it's like the same age as me, literally. Like, I'm
Yes.
29. So yeah,
Yeah.
it's really funny actually. Like, that's insane. Is it he or she? Yeah.
And they're my daughter and son. I have a daughter and son, and my daughter works for a large company in human resources, but my
Uh-huh.
son went to school for international business and finance, and he's now my director of finance for my companies.
Interesting. Holy smokes, that's really cool. I love it. So, do you have still a couple of minutes? Can we go a little bit further, or you are on the time?
I can go all day, Adam. That's the
Okay,
thing, and
cool.
I would love, if you get a chance, I would love to do another session as well, and we
Totally,
can dive
totally.
into the strategy itself, and I can actually then, and by the time this comes out, I'm pretty sure the book will be available, and Adam will give you a copy, a chance to get a copy. But we can go in another session, and I'll be glad to share the exact strategy I used to create this success.
That's awesome. Yeah, that would be really powerful. Yeah, I love it. Um, so okay. So last question. How did you raise your kids from the way that the
Mm.
world is completely fucked up, pretty much, in my literally my perspective, the way that we've been taught and so on. How did you raise your kids when it comes to like you know from the traditional path, like, American dream, pretty much, I would say, even like this is literally like that's the trap. How did you raise them differently?
That's a good question, Adam. And this is, this touches a personal side of me because I grew up in a poor family. My dad is a Mexican immigrant, one of 16 children. My
Wow.
mom's one of 10 children. Um, and we grew up with they worked so hard to provide us, but we grew up with very little. And one thing I always wanted was to provide a way to provide and to bring everybody with uplift. And so when my wife and I, when we brought our kids up, we just said, always let them know that everything is possible.
Mhm.
Everything can be achieved.
That's my
Like I
words,
did.
brother. Yeah, I love it.
I just have to. I wanted them to know that the world. I've been to 69 countries. I've traveled and met amazing entrepreneurs around the world. I've had the pleasure of speaking with some of the most amazing speakers on stage. Um, and the thing is that I don't put limitations to anything, but I make sure that it makes sense. Of if I'm going to do something, it makes sense to do it. And with my kids, I just said, listen, go. I never went to college. I said, if you go to college, it's not for the education, it's for the network.
Mhm.
Because who you're connected with is worth more than what you potentially were learning in school. Because
Yep.
you're literally one door open away from creating massive success. And
Mhm.
knowledge is temporary until you add experience. So, I try to make sure that they saw that they can achieve anything they wanted and that there's really no one that can stop you from achieving it.
Truly, truly. Love it. Well, thank you so much. Thank you so much for being here and like sharing all of that knowledge. And we will for sure do one more episode. That's gonna be like I would love to support you and so on, like with the book and so on. Yeah, thank you so much. Thank you all of you guys who's listening. It was Domingo Silvas, and really blessed to have you here, brother. And yeah, for everybody who's listening, we'll see you in the next episode. Bye for now.
Thank you.